Coming up on the Sports Desk, ECC Athletics is front and center on our radar. Now we've got volleyball and tennis on the agenda. One famous Elko alum was at the NFL Scouting Combine with the NFL Draft on the brain. Plus, we take on the viral Vans Challenge at the Sports Desk offices. Did it work? Stay tuned. We've got the who, what, where, when, and how. Let's get things started right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Sports Desk, your one source for all things Torrance sports. I am your host, Lesley Robins. For the next half hour or so, sit back and kick back as we give you a gateway to the brightest sports stars and hottest sports spots in Torrance. Before we get to the good stuff, we want to hear from you. Here are the social media stats. I'm at Leslie Mia. The show is at the Sports Desk TV. Find us, tag us, follow me. Our program is also on Facebook. We've got email. All the details are right there on the screen. Tell us what's going on and what we need to know, because when it comes down to it, this show is all about you. Now let's get you in the know with some numbers. First up, I'm taking you to El Camino College. I am really enjoying the athletics department over there these days. Good stuff is going on, and I'm here to catch you up on some of it. To begin, congrats are in order to Elko's women's basketball team. They are champions yet again. The Lady Warriors took home their third straight South Coast Conference South Division crown, and they staged a fourth quarter comeback to down visiting Compton 68-60 to do it. This marks the team's fourth big win in the last 5 seasons, and they also finished the 2018-2019 season with 23 victories. 23. Then we've got ECC men's volleyball team. This squad has had quite the impressive record so far this season, and it doesn't look to be slowing down anytime soon. Elko took down its 5th straight victory with a dominant 3-0 non-conference win over San Diego Miramar at the ECC gym. Angel Felix, that's him right there, number 4, led all players with 9 kills for the Warriors. He also led the team with 3 blocks and added 3 digs in the win. Emerson Clinton, number 18, had 18 of the team's 34 assists, while Joseph Psycho, number 3, added 9 helpers. Ben Crocker, number 10, finished with 7 kills, 6 digs, 2 aces, and 1 block, while Cameron Steen, number 9, added 7 kills and a match-high 5 service aces. Last week, the Sports Desk spent time with the ECC boys tennis team, so it was only fair we say hello to the ladies this week. So staying at Elko, we joined up with the women's tennis team. The Lady Warriors may have lost 7-2 to Ohio Northern University the day we were there, but good things seem to be brewing on these courts as they were getting in some practice serves before their matches. As of our visit, the team was 3-0 in conference, 4-3 overall. Moving on to Elko football. Yes, it's never too early to talk about football. ECC alum, former QB turned wide receiver and now NFL prospect, David Sills attended the school in 2016 and has since served as quite the role model for junior college players looking to make it big in Division I college football and perhaps the NFL. If you're not familiar with his famous tale, David has had an interesting path to get where he is now. His journey began as an 8th grade USC commit. Yes, 8th grade. To West Virginia quarterback, then receiver, to junior college at ECC back in his dream QB position, and then back to Morgantown as its receiver. It's quite the story in college sports. David's popularity has only grown these days as he recently showed off his stuff at the NFL Scouting Combine. First up, as Warner Wolf used to say, let's go to the videotape. Here's David back in 2016 at Warrior Field, a kid with big dreams.
If someone told me that I was going to be playing receiver for West Virginia, I would have said, hey, you're crazy. I mean, I never would have pictured it. Right now, I'm just, grinding, just working hard, just getting better every day, trying to, keep getting better. And then when the season rolls around, I'm just competing. I want to get re-recruited back to a Division I school. I want to, pass for, a good amount of yards. I want to run for a good amount of yards, have a good completion percentage. There's some records here and everything like that. Just try to, strive for, whoever was the best here. And, I mean, that's what you got to do as a quarterback. You just got to keep, working and shooting for all those goals.
Fast forward a mere 3 years and life looks very different. Now here's David talking, rather reflecting, from the podium at the NFL Scouting Combine as a wide receiver out of West Virginia.
Goal was to play on Sundays, and figuring out what's going to be the best way and to be able to have the longest career. Obviously quarterback was what I wanted to do. That was my dream. And went to a junior college and, went there and honestly went, left West Virginia, a place that was comfortable, a place I love, I was comfortable with coaching staff, players, fans, all that, but it was something that I, had to do for, myself and, to go fulfill my dream, but it's kind of like, not being able to, or being able to, go out on a limb and not be scared to fail. So when I went to the junior college, played quarterback and, things didn't work out. But that happens with football. It happens all the time. Football, I've always said, teaches you a lot of life lessons, and taught me adversity and everything. So just, playing, doing receiver now, really taught me to, going through all that really taught me how to play with a chip on my shoulder, and being so inexperienced at the position, it almost gives me a drive to get up every day and work like I'm playing catch up almost. These guys have been playing their receiver their, entire life. And, I've been doing it the last 2 years. So it's something that I wake up every day and that's what gives me a chip on my shoulder and an edge. I think, everything that I've gone through, to this point has put me in the position and prepared me for the position that I'm in now. There was a lot of highs and a lot of lows, and that's going to come with the game of football. And it's really just how you react to them. And, one thing I think my parents did a great job of raising me and keeping me level-headed throughout.
Well, coming up on the Sports Desk, more on ECC alum turn top NFL prospect David Sills. The head football coach from ECC, David's former coach, is in studio with me. You will not want to miss this. Stay tuned.
Bring it. Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Okay, Mom wants us home. Okay, bye guys. You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right, how about some one-on-one? I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later. That's it.
David's been unbelievable. He's a talented guy. Obviously, he was recognized very early on for his ability, and he's an even better person. His work ethic has been great. He's come in with a great attitude.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. I'm Lesley Robins. You just heard El Camino College head football coach Gifford Lynn Heim talking about his former quarterback, David Sills. Well, joining me now in the studio, Coach Giff, wonderful to have you here in studio. Welcome.
It's great to be here.
So watching that video of you talking about David back in 2016, what does that bring to mind?
A lot of pride. I'm happy for him. It's been great to watch him evolve and do what he's done at West Virginia. And certainly it was fun to watch him at the Combine. It was surreal. When
he said, I want to be QB one more time, I want to give it a shot. You were first starting out at El Camino as coach. He was coming on to fulfill a dream. What was it like to have his dream in his hand, in your hand, and then you actually had to watch that dream not so much go away, but change direction? That's a lot to take.
Yeah, obviously things would have been a little different if I would have known he was one of the best receivers in the nation. We didn't know that at the time, but we made a commitment to him to help him grow and develop as a quarterback, and he did everything we asked, and we were really impressed with him, not only as athletically but as a person, and so for him to be able to go back to West Virginia and do the things he did, we were all so proud of him.
Now, if he gets drafted, not if, when he gets drafted by a team, because rumor has it he's going to be going somewhere middle rounds, right? What do you think?
Well, right now he's projected into the top 3 or 4 rounds for sure, and that's conservative. Some people think even in the bottom of the first round. He ran a sub 4.6 at the scouting combine. He looked really natural. He's got a pro day coming up with Will Greer at West Virginia. If you're around David, he's a special person as well as a gifted athlete.
So that's what I want to ask you. When a team takes him, what kind of person, athlete are they going to be getting?
I think, he's going to, in his interview session at the Combine, and as you get to know him, you're going to realize that he's one of those special people. He's a leader. He's a hard worker. He's really cool and composed in the moment. He has a lot of confidence in himself. I'm not going to make any predictions, but he seems like a Patriot kind of guy.
That's what I've been reading too. Now, what happens to Edelman? Who catches Brady's ball? What's going to happen?
Yeah, well, he could go anywhere and be successful, but, here's a guy who's a former quarterback and excelled a receiver, and, his catch radius is large and his football IQ is really high. So he's a guy who could fit many systems, but he would be a perfect fit in New England.
Now, what I keep thinking about is the school. ECC Junior College, one of the best football programs in junior colleges out there. People come there to go somewhere else. So how do you kind of keep the athlete present mentally, physically at ECC to excel there, even though they have dreams of being somewhere else?
That's a good question. Oftentimes, everybody is at El Camino with the end goal of getting out to a 4-year. That's why you're there. And so everybody's focused on that end goal. What sometimes I have to remind guys is to be present in the process and to enjoy the process. And remember that it's a game, and we're on this team together at this time. And don't forget to enjoy it and smell the roses in this whole thing. And David did a really great job at that. He was, here's a guy who'd been through so much before he came to us. And the minute he walked in, he's just so authentic and sincere that he just fit right in.
What's amazing is ECC is how many miles from USC, where he gets a, verbal scholarship? I mean, not so much on paper, to be a quarterback there.
Not only that, but he's staying on the couch of a USC player.
Right.
But he's not at USC, he's at El Camino College.
How do you actually then mentally, as an athlete, keep your focus on your game? I mean, there's so much else going on. He's been really good at that.
He has. And, again, I just go back to the type of person David is. He's really humble despite, and that was the biggest thing that stuck out to me. Here's a guy who at 13 years old or something like that was offered a scholarship to USC, which at that time was the first of its kind, and ends up at El Camino College. And, you get to meet him like, okay, is this, what is all that early success and early attention due to a kid? And he's the most humble, hardworking, authentic person you'll ever meet. And from that point on, you just feel really comfortable around him. Understand this, he's a hard worker. He's going to, day one he walks into the weight room and he's not looking around. He's not trying to impress everybody. He's natural. He owns it, and he worked his tail off.
So you come to the table, the field, with over 2 decades of experience coaching. Can you spot talent like love at first sight? Can you see it?
Absolutely. I think, and all the different levels do an amazing job. But I think at the junior college where there's a 2-year cycle and you've got a turnover of a roster that's something like 70% each year, and you have very short time to work with them, I think one of the gifts that we develop is the ability to spot talent teach talent quickly and utilize it in different roles on your football team. And when you see David walk in the door, you know that he's a professional in how he does things. You know he's serious about it, and you just want to give him as many tools as possible to be successful.
Is there a difference between coaching at a junior college level versus a four-year school, which you've done then?
Yeah, I mean, I've been at a bunch of different levels from the Division I
high school all the way up,
yeah. And you know, at a division, at a four-year college level, you have 5 years. You have a redshirt year. So when you're looking at a freshman, you know, you're looking at his development, you know, 1, 2, maybe 3 years down the road. At a junior college system, you have 2 years, and you've got to get him up to speed and play as a freshman. And if he's not ready, maybe the second half of his freshman year, and certainly by the beginning of his second year, he's got to be able to produce for you.
Wow. Now, in David's case, even though QB didn't work out for him, he still had, no pun intended, receiver in his back pocket. He had like a tool belt of things going on for himself. How do you tell a player it's over on the field if it ever gets to that point where it's just not going to happen, find something else to do?
Yeah, I don't think in my role as a junior college head coach, I'm there to tell them that it's over. I believe that it's my role to continue to help them. Sometimes they need to continue academically, and you know, and maybe their eligibility finishes, but they need to finish up academically, and that's part of my role. Sometimes for David, recruiting is going slow, and you know, it does. David's a smart guy. He had a choice to maybe go to some other places and take a look at quarterback, but ultimately wasn't sure and didn't feel confident in how that would turn out. And he felt he was ready to move on to the next step. And when he went back to West Virginia, which is a complete credit to both sides, I mean, that doesn't happen all the time. He was ready to embrace being a receiver, and I don't think he ever turned back.
Wow. Would you now, knowing what you know about football at this day and age, would you want your sons to play football?
Great question. The game teaches so many values. There's so many values to be learned in it. That's why they let you play it in school, you know, and you think about it, you know, the toughness component and the teamwork and all of the leadership qualities. There's so many great things that come from playing the game that I'm for my kids, I would let them make the choice on it. If they wanted to play, I would give them permission to play. I think that we have a job to make sure that the game is safe, and they're doing things with the rules to provide a safer environment. But football is a sport that it's a gladiator sport, but there's so many great qualities in it. I would definitely let my kids play.
And when you start play soon in the fall, what can we expect on your field?
I think you know, last year we were one of the 4 best teams in Southern California, and we lost in the semifinals. We were happy to do the things we did. We beat Mount Sac, we beat Cerritos for our rivalry, Milk Can. We ended up winning the conference championship. But for us, you know, we have to turn our success last season on the field into a tremendous recruiting class, and that's happening right now. We're getting amazing response from the local high schools and the best players in the area that they want to come to El Camino. And then the second thing is we want to make sure that every player in our program is developing, not just on the field, but in the classroom and as people. That's really important to us so that they can be successful after they leave El Camino.
Well, I can't wait. The Sports Desk cannot wait to be on the field with you come fall and your team.
Look forward to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming to the studio today. Okay, coming up, the Sports Desk takes on the Vans Challenge. Oh, yeah. Plus, Torrance athletes get celebrated. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Lesley Robins here. International Women's Day was recently upon us, so it's only fitting to honor these ladies. The Torrance High girls water polo team just celebrated their season at the Los Verdes Country Club. They went 10-10 overall, 3-2 in league. On social media, the girls gave thanks to coaches, managers, families, and friends for their support. More celebrations were underway at Torrance High's 82nd Annual Honorary Service Awards. Football coach Rock Hollis was one of the recipients of this honor by the PTSA for his time he put in for our community youth. And 7 guys on the 2018 Elko football team received praise for their work in the classroom. They were named to the Southern California Football Association Scholar Athlete Team. Congrats Ridge Ford, Tyler Gary, Garrett Iwamoto, Brian Keskes, Angelo Pacheco, Quinn Perry, and Aaron Thomas. Plus, Bishop Montgomery alum Stephen Thompson Jr. was selected the Pac-12 Men's Basketball Scholar Athlete of the Year. And Thompson is not messing around. He completed his bachelor's degree in digital communication arts with a 3.57 grade point average in 3 years, is the first Oregon State recipient of this specific award in men's basketball, and is currently pursuing his master's degree in interdisciplinary studies with a focus on speech communication and sociology. And finally today, I jump on the latest viral sensation bandwagon, better known as the Vans Challenge. If you're not in the know yet, let me explain. It's the latest craze taking social media by storm. It has been proven that Vans shoes will 99.99% of the time land right side up after tossing them in the air. It's true. Go ahead, try it. One Twitter user seemingly discovered the phenomenon, thus the Vans Challenge was born. It's no doubt more physics than magic. The sneakers started out as a brand for skaters. The heavy soles of the shoes are designed to help weigh feet down on the skateboard and cushion the impact of skating. One, which might explain why Vans always land top side up. And 2, that's why it made the Sports Desk. It's a great tie-in to sports. You know, skateboarding and all. But, you know, being a Vans owner myself and hard-hitting journalist, I just had to test out this theory, and I did so right here in the Sports Desk offices. Ready, set, toss. Here we go. Now wait for it. We throw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, we have to try it again. This is a fluke. We have to try it again. Throw. 1, 2, 3. The 4th one probably didn't work, right? Right? Boom. Magic. And that is going to do it for today's show. Really looking forward to seeing you back next week. In the meantime, be sure to stay in touch on social media, Twitter, Instagram. I'm at Lesley Nia. The show is at the Sports Desk TV. Tag us, find us on Facebook, send us an email, keep in touch, and take us behind your scenes. For everyone here at the Sports Desk, I'm Lesley Robins. Thanks for watching.